Bahrain Charity Society Beit Al Khair organized its annual Ramadan gathering Qabga. The ceremony included honoring number of national and humanitarian leaders. With the support of GPIC and with the participation of His Majesty's advisor Mr. Hassan Fakhro, the ceremony was held at the guest house of the Kano family. The president of the Bahrain Charity Society, Fawzi Kano, said in a speech that the participation in charity work with a free will, responsibility, moral, social and national embodied in this Bright Partners constellation. The President said that we extend our heartfelt gratitude and appreciation to all the good people who have offered their generous hands by giving and helping each other. His Excellency Dr. Mustafa Al-Sayed, Secretary General of the Royal Charity Organization, delivered a speech on behalf of the honorees. The Chairman of the Honoring Committee and Secretary General of the Bahrain Charity Society, Dr. Hassan Kamal, addressed the honor people. He said, "We highly appreciate our charitable partners and we consider their partnership in the Society's work as a renewed guide to the trust they have given us." GPIC CEO Dr. Abdulrahman Jawahiri praised the achievements of Bahrain Charity Society and the charitable and humanitarian activities of the association. Also affirmed GPIC's support for the charitable works that contribute to the cohesion of the Bahraini society. Bahrain Bourse held the Ramadan Ghabga. The event was attended by Mr. Abdul Karim Buchiri, Chairman of Bahrain Bourse, Sheikh Khalifa bin Ibrahim Al Khalifa, Chief Executive Officer of Bahrain Bourse, along with board members and executive management of Bahrain Bourse, and a number of CEOs from the listed companies, as well as representatives from press and media. The occasion was an opportunity for interaction with others during a pleasant time in the atmosphere of brotherhood and in the presence of official members and the staff members to reinforce the spirit of one team. The event provided the opportunity for guests to meet and socialize with Bahrain Bourse's management while enjoying delicious Arabic dishes and Ramadan specialties. Chief Executive Officer of Bahrain Bourse, Sheikh Khalifa bin Ibrahim Al Khalifa, expressed his gratitude and appreciation to all the media guests for their efforts in communicating the bourse's messages to the society.
What does fasting do to your brain? We have been made to believe that the average human should consume 3 meals a day, plus snacks and drinks. But the truth is that this amount of food is not necessary to maintain a healthy body and mind. Food companies and pharmaceutical industries push for excessive food consumption in order to make an ever-growing profit. The bottom line is that healthy people who exercise and engage in fasting are not profitable enough for these billion-dollar companies. The sad reality is that many people today lack self-control and do not eat out of hunger, but purely for the comfort and enjoyment of food. This has sparked a rise in obesity and many other diseases. The Prophet, peace be upon him, emphasized the habit of eating less as a method of preventing sickness and disease. He said, "Nothing is worse than a person who fills his stomach. It should be enough for the son of Adam to have a few bites to satisfy his hunger. If he wishes more, it should be 1/3 for his food, 1/3 for his liquids, and 1/3 for his breath." Effects of fasting on the brain. Professor Mark Mattson at Johns Hopkins University, chief of the Laboratory of Neuroscience with the National Institute on Aging. He has published a number of papers that can explain how fasting 2 times a week can reduce the chances of developing Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease, which are on the rise. We've known for quite some time that alterations to one's diet impacts brain functionality. Neuroscientists have found that overfed brains are more likely to become impaired. Mattson reports that fasting causes an array of neurochemical alterations in the brain. Abstaining from food boosts cognitive function, decreases inflammation, and helps one cope with stress. Fasting is the equivalent of issuing a challenge to one's brain. The brain responds by modifying stress pathways and consequently reducing the risk for various diseases. A person who fasts empowers his brain to boost its protein production and catalyze the growth of neurons and bonds between neurons. Memory ability and learning aptitude increase in response to fasting as it stimulates the creation of ketones and mitochondria in neurons/nerve cells. Fasting even bolsters the fortitude of synapses. In some instances, fasting helps create new nerve cells from the hippocampus's stem cells. Fasting for DNA repair. Professor Mattson has also found that those who practice fasting are more likely to enjoy enhanced nerve cells that repair DNA. Fasting can protect the immune system, as refraining from food consumption helps stem cells self-renew from a dormant state. Fasting essentially destroys old, compromised immune cells and catalyzes stem cells to form a brand new, perfectly healthy cells. In 2007, a scientific review of studies centered on fasting was printed in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. The review determined that fasting is an effective means of reducing cancer, as well as cardiovascular disease. The article also provided evidence that fasting has the potential to treat diabetes. It is clear that fasting boosts the brain's health and functionality, as well as the integrity of the cells throughout the body. The problem? You'll most likely never hear about any studies performed by the pharmaceutical industries or any food companies regarding the merits of fasting. Their agenda is clear: encourage human beings to overeat and sell them pharmaceuticals to alleviate the negative consequences of such a gluttonous diet. However, you do not have to eat 3 square meals each and every day. You have the power to read about the benefits of fasting and incorporate this knowledge into your everyday life. To conclude, as time goes on, science will continue to uncover information that supports the Muslim way of life. Professor Mark Mattson mentioned some powerful life-changing benefits that come from fasting twice a week. But fasting twice a week is not a new thing for Muslims. The Prophet, peace be upon him, used to fast on Mondays and Thursdays every week outside the month of Ramadan. This sunnah is still practiced by millions of Muslims all over the world who continue to benefit in ways they didn't even know. What happens to your body when you fast during Ramadan? During the month of Ramadan, Muslims fast from sunrise till sunset every day of the lunar month. The Ramadan fast can be a natural and effective way for the body to detox and revitalize itself. But this can only happen if you follow a healthy eating plan and do not overindulge for iftar. Try your best to avoid processed and fried foods this month. Since we only have a few hours available to eat and drink, it's very important that we make the food we eat really count. Stay hydrated by drinking plenty of water and avoid things that contain caffeine, which will dehydrate your body and make you feel very thirsty during the fasting hours. We know Ramadan is a very busy time, so most of us tend to cut back on sleeping hours to make more time for good deeds, which is amazing. But make sure you are getting a minimum of 6 hours of sleep daily. If you don't get your minimum hours, you could become very lazy in Salah and Quran time, and that's the last thing we want. Also, please keep in mind that oversleeping will also make you lazy and less productive, so balance is the key. Here's a breakdown of what happens to your body when you fast in each stage of the 30 days of fasting. Stage 1. During the first couple of days of fasting, both blood sugar level and blood pressure drop. The body starts the cleansing process, and the first few days are the hardest as they are usually accompanied with headaches, dizziness, nausea, and intense hunger. Stage 2. During the second stage, the body becomes accustomed to the fasting schedule and the digestive system is able to rest. The digestive system focuses its energy on cleansing the body and healing the cells as the white blood cells in the body start to become more active. During this stage, the organs start their repair process as well. Stage 3. By the third stage, energy levels will have increased, your mind is able to concentrate better, and an overall feeling of wellness overtakes you. During fasting, the body's healing process becomes a lot more efficient, and so the body repairs any damaged cells during this stage. During this stage, the colon, liver, kidney, lungs, and skin are detoxing by eliminating toxins. Stage 4. During the last 10 days of fasting in Ramadan, the body has become accustomed to the fasting process. Your body becomes more energetic and you experience improved memory and concentration. At this stage, the organs are finishing up their healing process, and once all toxins are removed, the body is able to function at its maximum capacity.